Kylian Mbappé. Imagine a secret training session so intense, so transformative, that it not only redefined a young man's career, but reshaped the future of one of football's greatest superstars. If you believe that true greatness is forged away from the spotlight, that the quiet moments of relentless work can change everything, hit that like button and subscribe now, because what you're about to experience is the untold story of Mbappé's secret victory, a hidden chapter that propelled him to unimaginable heights. From the very beginning in Bondy, a modest suburb on the outskirts of Paris, Kylian's story was written in the language of perseverance. Growing up in a close-knit community, he was surrounded by the sound of bustling streets, the laughter of neighbors, and the ever-present rhythm of life that pulsed through the local pitches. His father, Wilfred, a former semi-professional footballer and dedicated coach, and his mother, Faiza, who had once played handball at a competitive level, ensured that young Kylian was introduced to sport from his earliest days. Every evening as the sun dipped below the horizon, Kylian could be found on the tattered fields of Bondy, barefoot or in worn-out trainers, chasing a ball with a determination that belied his years. In those formative moments, football was not merely a game for him, it was a refuge, a way to express his dreams, and an outlet to channel the energy of his vibrant neighborhood. Even as a toddler, there was something extraordinary about the way he moved, swift, agile, and filled with a natural grace. His older brother, Ethan, often recalled how Kylian would mimic the moves of his heroes on television, his eyes wide with wonder and his heart set on greatness. Neighbors and local coaches soon began to notice the spark in his eyes and the fire in his step. He was a little magician on the pitch, one longtime resident would later say. Even back then, you knew there was something special about him. Those early days in Bondy laid the foundation for a career built on passion, resilience, and an unwavering belief that hard work, even in the harshest conditions, would one day lead him to the stars. At the age of 11, Kylian's undeniable talent earned him a place at the prestigious Clairefontaine Academy, where the best of France's budding footballers gathered to hone their skills. Here, away from the familiar streets of Bondy, he was introduced to a rigorous world of disciplined training and tactical education. The hours were long and the expectations high, yet Mbappé thrived. His coaches marveled at his rapid development. Not only was his technical ability refined, but his understanding of the game grew exponentially. He absorbed every lesson like a sponge, turning each training session into an opportunity to perfect his dribbling, his speed, and his finishing. While others might have faltered under the pressure of such intense scrutiny, Kylian embraced it, knowing that every drop of sweat was a stepping stone toward his dreams. But the journey was not without its challenges. Transitioning from the rough and tumble fields of Bondy to the immaculate pitches of Clairefontaine required more than just skill. It demanded mental fortitude. There were days when the discipline and the strict regimen tested his resolve, and moments when the longing for the familiar chaos of his hometown tugged at his heart. In those quiet moments, he would close his eyes and remember the cheering of his neighbors, the sound of his father's encouraging words, and the taste of victory that came from simply playing for the love of the game. And so, he pressed on, driven by the belief that every challenge was shaping him into the player he was destined to become. By his mid-teens, Mbappé's name began to echo beyond the academy walls. His performances for AS Monaco, the club that became his first professional home, were nothing short of sensational. Monaco provided the perfect stage for a young talent bursting with raw energy and unbridled potential. At just 16, he made his debut for the first team, astonishing spectators and experts alike with his composure and flair. In one unforgettable match, his blistering pace and deft touches left defenders grasping at thin air as he darted past them with an almost otherworldly ease. His breakthrough season culminated in a series of performances that not only secured Monaco's domestic success, but also captured the imagination of football fans across Europe. Each goal he scored, each assist he delivered, was a declaration of his arrival on the world stage. But for Kylian, these moments were only the beginning. The move to Paris Saint-Germain was a dream come true, a monumental leap that placed him in the company of football legends. Yet the bright lights of Paris came with an immense weight of expectation. Suddenly, Kylian was no longer just a promising young talent. He was one of the faces of PSG, expected to shine on the world's grandest stages. Amidst the glamour, the media frenzy, and the relentless pressure of performing at an elite level, the young star found himself grappling with a critical internal challenge: how to continuously evolve and perfect his game when every detail was scrutinized by millions. And it was during this period of intense pressure that the secret training session, one that had been meticulously planned and executed away from the prying eyes of the public, became the turning point of his career. Late one autumn evening, following a particularly grueling match that had left him frustrated by missed opportunities and moments of self-doubt, Mbappé chose to remain behind after the official training had ended. The stadium was empty, the floodlights dimming as the night grew quiet, and the echoes of the day's battle still reverberated in his mind. In that hushed solitude, he made a decision that would forever change the course of his journey. In a secluded corner of the PSG training ground, a hidden area reserved for individualized coaching and advanced drills, Kylian embarked on a session unlike any he had experienced before. It wasn't scheduled, it wasn't part of the regular regimen. It was a personal quest for perfection, a silent promise to himself that he would not be defined by the limits others set for him. For the next 3 weeks, he arrived at the ground before dawn and stayed long after his teammates had left. The routine was brutal, hours of intensive drills designed to fine-tune every aspect of his game. During these secret sessions, Mbappé focused on a particular aspect that had been a persistent weakness in his game: the precision and power of his finishing from tight angles. He set up cones and targets on the pitch, each one representing a specific scenario he might face in a high-pressure match. With a weighted ball in hand, he practiced every possible variation of a shot: low drives, curled efforts, volleys, and headers. But it wasn't just physical training. He also engaged in mental conditioning, sitting in quiet meditation between drills, visualizing each movement with crystal clarity. "I wanted to feel the ball," he later recalled in a rare interview, "to understand its every curve, every bounce. I needed to know that I could control it in the most challenging moments." There were days when the training was so intense that his muscles screamed in protest and his mind teetered on the edge of exhaustion. Yet each time he pushed through the pain, he discovered a reservoir of strength he never knew he had. His coach, a seasoned veteran who had seen countless stars rise and fall, was secretly brought in to monitor these sessions. Without the pressure of an audience or the distraction of media scrutiny, Mbappé could experiment, fail, learn, and ultimately excel. Slowly, his shots began to improve, not just in power, but in precision and composure. The angles that once troubled him became opportunities to display his newfound skill. And more than that, these sessions ignited a transformation in his mindset. He began to see challenges as invitations to improve, as opportunities to rise above mediocrity and redefine his own limits. The impact of this hidden training was not immediate, but its effects rippled through every aspect of his game. In the following matches, fans and pundits noticed a subtle yet unmistakable change. Mbappé's finishing became sharper, his decision-making in the final third more deliberate and instinctive. In one crucial Ligue 1 match, with PSG trailing by a goal in the dying minutes, he received a pass on the edge of the penalty area. Instead of hesitating or overcompensating, he executed a perfectly timed shot that split the defense and found the back of the net. The goal was a masterpiece, an embodiment of the quiet hours he had spent refining his technique, a demonstration of the mental fortitude he had built in isolation. The stadium erupted in celebration, and from that moment on, the narrative began to shift. The secret training session, once a private battle against his own limitations, had become the catalyst for a dramatic evolution in his game. As the season progressed, the improvements were undeniable. Mbappé not only scored more frequently, but he also took on a leadership role within the team. His performances in high-stakes matches, whether in the pressure cooker of Ligue 1 derbies or the intense atmosphere of the Champions League, became a source of inspiration for his teammates and fans alike. He was no longer just the fastest or the most skillful. He had become the complete striker, someone who could turn the tide of a match with a single moment of brilliance. His ability to remain calm under pressure, to trust in the countless hours of hidden work he had put in, set him apart as a true leader on and off the pitch. Off the field, the secret victory continued to shape his character. In interviews, Mbappé spoke with quiet conviction about the importance of dedication and the willingness to work in obscurity when the spotlight isn't shining. "The moments when no one is watching," he said, "are the moments that define you. It's in those hours that you build the strength to perform when the world is counting on you." His words resonated deeply, not only with aspiring footballers, but with anyone striving to overcome challenges in their own life. He became a symbol of resilience, a reminder that while public accolades are celebrated, it is the hidden victories, the silent triumphs of self-improvement, that truly paved the way to success. As the years went by, Mbappé's career continued its meteoric rise. With PSG, he amassed domestic titles and played a crucial role in the team's quest for European glory. On the international stage, he carried the hopes of a nation, guiding France to triumph in major tournaments with his electrifying performances. Yet despite the glamour and the fame, he never lost sight of that secret training session, a personal ritual that reminded him of his roots and the relentless drive that had brought him so far. Whenever he faced a setback or a moment of self-doubt, he would revisit those early mornings of solitary practice, drawing strength from the memory of the sacrifices he had made when no one was watching. The impact of that defining period went beyond individual matches or even seasons. It fundamentally altered how he approached every aspect of the game. His vision on the field became sharper, his passes more incisive, and his decision-making imbued with the wisdom of someone who had truly battled his own limitations. Coaches and analysts began to speak of Mbappé not just as a gifted athlete, but as a student of the game, a player who continuously evolved by embracing challenges head-on. In tactical discussions, his name was mentioned alongside legends who had understood that the road to greatness was paved with the hidden, unsung moments of hard work and determination. Yet the true beauty of Mbappé's story lies in its universal message, a message for anyone chasing a dream. His secret victory is a testament to the power of perseverance, the importance of focusing on the process rather than the immediate rewards, and the understanding that real growth often happens away from the glare of public attention. It's a reminder that while the world sees the final product, the breathtaking goals, the dazzling skills, the triumphant celebrations, it rarely sees the countless hours of silent struggle, the private battles fought in solitude, and the quiet determination that fuels every step towards greatness. So what can we all take from Kylian Mbappé's secret training session? First, that every moment spent working on your craft in private is an investment in your future. When you push yourself beyond your comfort zone, when you embrace the challenges that come when no one is watching, you build a foundation of resilience that can carry you through even the toughest times. Second, that mental fortitude is as important as physical skill. In those quiet hours of focused practice, Mbappé not only improved his technique, but also cultivated the belief that he could overcome any obstacle. And finally, that the journey to greatness is rarely glamorous. It's filled with moments of isolation, self-doubt, and relentless effort. But it is precisely those moments that define who you are and what you're capable of achieving. As we come to the end of this story, think about your own journey. Whether you're striving to excel in sports, in your career, or in any area of life, remember that the victories that truly matter are often the ones that occur away from the spotlight. Embrace the quiet hours of self-improvement. Cherish the moments when you push yourself to be better, even if no one is there to applaud you. Because one day those private triumphs will accumulate, and you too will have your secret victory, a moment that changes everything. Thank you for joining me on this deep dive into Kylian Mbappé's secret victory. A story of hidden training, relentless self-belief,